Welcome back, everybody. It's May. We're so excited to be here, and we're excited that you're here. It's our final episode of the season. Welcome to Uncorked Live. Karen, today we are talking about promises made, kept, missed, all of
Missed.
it. You're thinking about it.
And we're talking about it, so stay tuned.
Uncorked Live with Karen Glasser and Mel Greenberg, making the most of life's peak stage and sharing it all with you.
Cheers.
Here's to a good one. It's been a great one, and we want to thank you all. It's bad luck if I don't drink, so. Oh my God. So we have big news about what we just sipped that we're going to share with you later in the show. Karen, I really thought about today's show, and first of all, reflecting over the season. And when we started this whole gig, our idea to do this together, we promised to each other that we would be open to wherever the road would take us. And it's gone in a few different directions, and it's been really fun. But the other thing we promised each other was that, first of all, that we would be honest with each other wherever we were in this journey and how it was working or not working for us.
Right.
And what we wanted from it. And what's been so cool is to connect with someone with whom that seems to always be on the same page. And I'm sorry, I'll just say it up front. I'm sorry, but you are on my wavelength. Sometimes it's a scary place to be. But it has been the most incredible journey. And these promises kept are phenomenal. And I'm grateful. And I'm going to do another cheers.
And I'm grateful too. This is a blessing. You don't have to get all syrupy and goopy.
I am. So I have a glass of wine. You can't see.
Yeah, no, but it is. I mean, it's not very often that two women can come together and be open to hearing each other and making changes as necessary, and just really diving deep in some of these topics that we couldn't do all by ourselves, right?
Well, and I think that's part of what makes this whole thing work. And and we've talked about this so much, how different we are in so many ways.
Yes.
And at the bottom of that is respect and honor.
Yes.
And we respect each other. And that's never changed. And I love that. And we also honor, I'm sick of that word already, but our strengths and our weaknesses, and they complement each other really beautifully.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
I know. But that got so to all of you out there, that got us thinking as we reflected that we make promises, and usually you go into something with the best of intentions, whether it's to your family, to your friends, to yourself is usually at the bottom of the barrel. I think for most of us, we put others first, and we were really wondering about that, and we put it out to the community, and in fact, that's what came back. It's like, yeah, always, especially mothers, we take care of the family, we take care of the kids, the grandkids, everybody before us. And I run, very close and delicate dance with feeling guilty if I don't do for everybody else first. And so that's tricky. How about you?
Well, yeah, I mean, it is. I think as women, I'm not going to say all women, but I think a lot of women, we do take care of everybody else, and we leave ourselves to the very end of the barrel.
Do you catch yourself getting resentful, or do you feel unfinished in any way with your world?
Well, that's a tough question to answer right now, because I'm coming out of, a very long year of being the one who does everything. And it's hard not to be resentful, to be honest. But I work hard not being resentful, because at the end of the day, if I can help somebody, if I can help my husband, if I can help a friend, that's really what I'm going to want to do. And I think the challenge is to remember we still have to take care of ourselves.
Well, and I'm at the point, like, if I can, I'm always there's never a no.
Right.
But sometimes there should be.
Or not now.
I like that.
Instead of no, just not now.
Yeah. Like that very much.
Yeah. Or I'd say, I have actually said to people sometimes when they've asked me, because I used to say yes to everything. And now I tend to say, if I can't, or I don't want to, or I'm busy, I'll say, you know what? I would really love to help. I am overly subscribed right now, and I know you'd want 100% of my attention to this. So how about if I get back to you when I can actually give you my entire attention to it? And that shows respect, going back to your word of respect.
That's beautiful, but I'm gonna ask you another question.
Yeah.
When you do that, and when you've hit send and that email's gone or that phone call's done, do you then obsess about, "But I could have," or "I should
Nope,
have"?
not
Do you
anymore.
second guess
Not
it?
anymore. And as a matter of fact, Mel, I don't always do it via email. I sometimes do it face to face, and I find that people have more respect for me because they know that I'm true to my word. If I say I'm going to do something, they know
Yeah.
it's going to get done. And if I say not now, can I come
Mhm.
back to you? They also have a respect because they know when I do come back to them,
It'll be full,
it'll be full.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. I'm gonna add that to my playbook. I do it, and I've gotten better
Yeah.
about it, and that it doesn't come from a place of selfishness or self-centeredness, but it's hard.
It is.
Hard
It's
not
really
to.
hard. It is really hard. But it feels good after the fact when you take good care of yourself.
Well, I think too, the people that matter, who
Yeah,
are the only people that
right,
matter,
right.
their opinions, would know that too.
Yeah,
If you say no, because you usually do, or we usually do say yes, that if I say no, I can't, they're gonna respect that because they're gonna know I truly can't, or I would.
right.
So, yeah, but I like that not now. That's nice.
Just
That's
not
a
now.
very nice way
You
to
know, just
professionally, especially.
very professionally.
Mhm.
Before we jump into anything else, I
Yeah.
want to make sure people follow us. So you
Mm.
get notifications, you know what's going on. One of the places you can follow us is on Spotify because the show is there. So go ahead, scan that, and it'll take you over there. You can also, subscribe to us on YouTube, which we want you to. Go and
Yeah.
subscribe
Yeah.
on YouTube. And the other thing that's really cool, and we announced this last month, was that we now have an Instagram broadcast channel, which means that we can send messages out to those people who have subscribed. It's free. But you and I have already made the commitment that we're going to throw some specials into that
Into that,
Instagram
yeah.
that
Yeah. So
nobody
you're
can
gonna wanna
see through
subscribe
there.
to that. It doesn't cost anything.
Nothing.
It's a
Absolutely.
freebie.
Absolutely.
It's a no-brainer, actually, and a bit of a game changer
Yeah.
because as we move into season 3, there is gonna be a lot of activity that you're gonna want firsthand notice of, so then you'll get it.
Right. So,
Yeah.
Mel, how many promises do you make to other people? Who are all these other people that you're making promises to?
It's mostly family, but sometimes I take on too much because I can,
Right.
or I think, "Oh, that's not that much, so I can do that." And then I find myself stressed out because all of a sudden I've got this incredibly full plate when I was really happy when it was not quite as full.
Right.
But the other thing I've noticed is that through trying to clear space and really focusing only on, like, laser focus, what I love to do, what is part of my world, other things that do come in that take up space are not stressful because it's part of what I'm doing and what I enjoy. So
Right.
that's a big, that's I think that's a big part of the equation.
Right. But I mean, you take care of everyone. We know that. And I'm assuming that you're making some promises for this summer in your travel that you're going to keep for yourself. So, what kind of promises are you making to yourself for the travel season?
I am writing, as you know, I'm
Hmm.
wrapping up the romance novel, the new one, and I want time for that. And the places that we're going lend themselves to sitting along a river and just taking in the serenity of wherever we are.
I'm
And
jealous. I'm jealous.
so that's inspiring. And sometimes it's hard when we're traveling because I want to do things with my husband but he's really thoughtful about that. He'll
Oh,
say,
I
"Go
love
take
that.
a couple hours, just go do your thing." So in that regard, I will keep that promise to myself. And honestly, my big promise to myself is to not overindulge and to keep working out, which is easier with our sweet Elaine and those core 50 videos that I can take anywhere because it's online and I can do anywhere. And actually, I've thought about some of our locations, how fun that would be to do outside on the beach. And, I'm grateful to Elaine. She's been an amazing sponsor this season. So thank you, Elaine, and Core Strength 50. And we've got a little clip here of what you might get if you take a look, and I think you're going to want to.
If you're over 50 and you've hit a brick wall with your training, or you're just plain bored with your workouts, I get it. I've been there too. But don't give up or give in. Put yourself first. I've designed 20-minute holistic workout programs for us, and it's doable in 20 with consistency. CoreStrength50plus.com. You can change your body at any age.
I love Elaine. She's so awesome. And don't forget to pick up her freebie. It's a power yoga with light dumbbells.
And it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And again, 20 minutes. Or if you don't have 20 minutes, you can do one of the repetitions, which is 10, which who doesn't have time for 10 minutes?
Exactly. So check it out. We'll also put the link down below in the copy as well.
You know, Karen, we're talking about this, and you mentioned it earlier, what you've been going through. And so I would really like to know what promises maybe first, have you broken any promises to yourself?
No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
A good starting place.
But I have, I rejoined all my wine clubs.
Ah, you've talked about wanting to do. I'm so excited for you.
I belonged to 3 different wine clubs when we lived up in Napa.
Really?
Yeah. And we used to get like, well, what are you going to do? When you live there, and it's different.
I'll be over at 5.
Okay. Well, that's the thing. When you live in Napa, there's a tendency every afternoon you're having a glass of wine. You go somewhere, somebody's having a glass of wine because it's everywhere. So I joined 3 wine clubs. Michael doesn't drink, which is funny. So, and it's not that I drink all the bottles, but I love to invite people over to drink wine with me. So I have re-upped all of my wine clubs, which means that I've been getting shipments of wine. Like every day, another box of wine is coming. But now the summer's here, which means that we're stopped because they can't ship during the summer.
Okay.
Right. So right now I have a wine refrigerator full of wine, but we're especially excited about this.
So what we were drinking earlier that I kind of to.
And it's Hall Wine. And this is Hall Winery, which is our new partner. And we talked about Baca wine last month. And it's Ellie's wine. So first of all, let's talk about why it's called Ellie, right? Mm-hmm. So the owners, Catherine and Craig Hall of Hall Winery, Ellie is Craig's mom. And what's so cool about this, if you notice on the bottles, and we had them up, but you're going to notice there's some gorgeous artwork. Let's pull it this way.
And on this bottle, it's the owl. Yep. And what I love about what the owl symbolizes in spirituality is inner wisdom and transformation and good luck and self-actualization. Right. So it's really fitting for this month's, conversation.
It is. It totally is. So we're going to talk a little bit about Ellie wine, and it comes from Hall Winery. It's a Cabernet. And last month we talked about the fact that I'm really a Cabernet drinker, even though I love the Baca wine. Oh my gosh, that was delicious. I loved it so much.
So beautiful.
I literally went out and bought 6 bottles of it. That's how much I liked it, and which is funny. But this is a Cabernet. And as we said, his mom, who was an artist and a teacher, and she inspired Craig's love of art. And in fact, all of the artwork that's on all of their bottles is
which is
inspired.
Magnificent. Check it out if you have not yet.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So as we look at this wine, and I already went ahead and poured it as we did last time. I had my little aerator thing here, and so I went ahead and poured it, and I'm looking at it. It's beautiful. First of all, it's dark purple with ruby highlights. Love this. What is the flavor on this one?
The first thing that really hit me was blackberry. Mm-hmm. Do you get that?
Yeah, and the cassis. And
yes,
totally get the cassis. And we did taste it. It's delicious.
It's so delicious.
But here's another thing about this winery. The winemaker is a woman. Megan Gunderson. She's a woman. I love this. And she's not the only woman winemaker in Napa. There are quite a few women. Mm-hmm. Heidi Barrett is another one from one of my other wineries that I love. But Megan Gunderson, she is the winemaker on this. And this is a combination of Cabernet, 77% Cabernet, and 23% Merlot. Now, this is a 2018. Now, back in 2018, I had just moved from Napa down to San Diego. And I don't know if you remember, at the end of 2017, there was a huge fire. And we were all on lockdown. Mm-hmm. The following, and they were really concerned because the smoke would get into the grapes. Right. In 2018, when this first started to grow, and they planted this, the spring weather was amazing. So they passed all the fire time, and the weather was amazing. And it really resulted in this incredibly smooth, polished, magnificent texture and color.
It is magnificent.
It's really delicious.
Understood.
Mm. So let's talk a little bit about sustainability.
Well, this was really interesting to me, and because I read it, that they are LEED certified. And Karen, what is LEED certified?
So LEED is an acronym. It stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design.
Makes perfect sense.
Exactly. And the certification is mostly used for green building certification in the world. And it is also a symbol of sustainability achievement and leadership. So anyone that has that LEED certified, which Hall has, that they're sustainable. And I love this. We talked about with Baca, with the Ducey vineyard, they use no extra water. It's head trimmed and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Same thing here. So the entire company, the entire family of Hall Wine, they are all about sustainability. They're all about being responsible.
I love that. And I think I'm seeing more and more wineries move in that direction. It used to be really hard to find biodynamic organic wines. They were a novelty. Now they are not the exception. And that's really important for our bodies more than anything.
Yeah,
and Mother Earth.
Truly. And they, Hall Winery, I mean, they're about the luxury. They really are. And they're about the experience of savoring the most delicious wines ever. And each of their wines are crafted with the intention of perfection, as they like to say. They never sacrifice the quality.
And they hit it. This wine is perfection.
It is perfection. And what I'm impressed with is that there's a scale of points, wine points based upon, the flavor, the texture, the aroma, the whole thing. And very few wineries, I don't care where it is, can boast what Hall can boast. They have several 100-point perfect score.
Which is no small achievement.
No.
For one, much less many.
Right. So we're encouraging you to check this out. And what we also want to make sure that I'm going to put up the QR code right now, but we have a promo code. And if you use Uncorked, you're going to get 10% off your entire order, no matter when you use it, no matter what wine you buy. I
was just going to say, it doesn't have to be today's feature. It can be any of the wineries from Hall family.
Exactly. Now, this bottle is more expensive than the wine that we did last month and from Baca. This is their high end. So Hall Winery has 3 different divisions. They have Walt, they have Baca, and they have
Walt is fabulous.
Walt is absolutely.
And I think it's important to share that we worked with them and selected a variety to offer that range, because we appreciate that our listeners come from all different walks of life, and we want everyone to feel included and able to get what we are sharing here.
Exactly. And this is a treat. I mean, this is something that if you have a special occasion coming up, maybe an anniversary, a birthday.
My baby turned 31.
Baby turned 31. This is something that for a very special occasion, you open this up, let it breathe. We talked about aerating. You look at it, take a, you
do your 5 S's.
You put your nose into it to get the aroma. You can take a look at it, and then you taste it, and then the experience. And I'm telling you, I mean, I love the Baca experience, and I love the Hall experience. They do really, really good wine.
I think that's something that wine invokes, the opportunity to experience and be in the moment, whether you're with friends or family, to sit back and just relax, chat, enjoy, and let it all breathe.
Let it all breathe. Let it all out. I want to share some photos. I think we mentioned last time that if anyone's in Napa, it's the bunny. It's that big, humongous bunny that literally is on the road to Napa. It's literally on the side of the road on 29.
Look at he's dancing. It's so
I love it. And if you on the bottle, and I'll pick up the bottle in a second, that same bunny is on the bottle. This is actually the winery itself. Isn't it gorgeous? I mean, this is just so pretty. It's so old school. I just so love this. And then we wanted to give you kind of like the experience of what it would be like to be in the tasting room, which we're going to be there. We're coming.
Yeah, this fall.
So it's let me just show you the bunny on here. Oops, I got to turn it this
Hey,
way.
Bitty Bunny.
You see the, ooh, got to do it this way. Okay, see the bunny down there under Ellie? That's that same bunny that's in the picture up there.
Great logo.
It is. It is just, it's so cool. It's so, so, so cool.
That bunny honestly makes me feel peaceful and happy and joyful. And so much of what we get to do here, the people that we get to talk to, the people that we get to meet, bring me that peaceful joy.
Agreed.
And yeah,
Agreed.
there's that QR code one more time.
I'm putting it up, and make sure you use the Uncorked. Make sure you can scan it. We will put the link down below as well in the comments and in the show description. But if you need to do it right now, go ahead and scan this and go get your bottle of wine. And then we want to know how it tastes and how you feel about this, right? We want to know how it makes you feel. How does it take you away, to Napa?
You got back to that. It makes you happy.
Yeah, it does.
And I started kind of doing a promise to myself was how I would end my evenings. And it comes from a place, because I think when I tend to stop and step back and take time for me, I will just mindlessly do nothing. And so my intent was to not do that and to create some sort of ritual. I have a great one in the morning. My nighttime rituals tend to fluctuate because life has its ways.
Yeah.
But I've started, meditating at night, and not formally, but I'll go back in our bedroom and put some beautiful music on and light a candle and just kind of reflect on the day before I wind down. And what touches me most is the music, as you know. And one thing early on when I discovered that you had another life as a cantor just touched me so deeply. Because as a musician myself, that comes from our soul.
Right.
And one of your really good friends. I became a stocky person with you because I couldn't believe it, because I have loved this man from the first time I heard him decades ago. And you've interviewed him multiple times.
I have.
But he's here with you, and we're here to share it with you. And this is your good friend, Dave Cause, who, my heart, what an incredible musician and spirit. Oh.
He is. Let's take a listen.
I picked up the saxophone when I was 13. That was after playing a couple of other instruments really badly. And the saxophone came to me at a time when I needed a best friend and someone to talk to. And I couldn't necessarily put into words what I was feeling inside. And the saxophone was that vehicle. It was there for me, always. But I never really planned on that being my life and career. But there were other people along the sidelines of my life that became those very, very important people that said, no, this is something that you need to do. You need to be able to play this instrument. And they nurtured me and gave me opportunities that gave me a career. So I'm very grateful to those people. My brother is one of them. A guy named Jeff Lorber is another one. Bobby Caldwell. Bruce Lundvall, who signed me to my first record deal at Capitol Records.
Karen, he is just sweeter than I could ever imagine. I do hope I get to meet him someday at your house. I would love that. If you just want to throw that out there to him, I would be deeply appreciative. One of my favorite, it has become with my granddaughter, I play his lullaby collection. And when she was an infant, it was especially sweet because and even now when I take her for a nap, she doesn't necessarily need the nap music, but it makes me happy. Right. So it's awesome. A beautiful collection of lullabies. So give a listen to that.
Yeah, he's amazing. I love him.
I know.
I love him. And it's fun, when you grow up with somebody, because I grew up with him. And it's fun to see how far people in your network or people that used to know, to see what they're doing now and where they've gone. And, even within the last 10 years, his audience has changed and his popularity has just exploded. And I'm so happy.
But he is so genuine and so humble, and that's real, because I had the privilege of working on editing the interview, and when you guys are just talking, that's who he is. It's just beautiful to see, especially when somebody reaches that level of fame and notoriety.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, beautiful.
So we want to make sure you guys check in the show notes, because we have our very favorite things that we like to talk about. So on our barrel list, and of course there's that theme, our barrel list, go check it out. It's some of our favorite items. Of course, the wine is in there. There's some other things in there. I think we have some cosmetics in there, some food things, some coffee things.
Our favorites.
A little bit of everything. So go check it out.
I'm waiting for you to go into your Sound of Music favorite things.
Raindrops on roses. Okay, that's all I can do because they will literally take all our sound out if I keep singing. It's a thing. It's totally a thing. We want to again remind you to follow us on YouTube because all good things happen on YouTube, and make sure when you subscribe, you're going to get notifications. So that's why it's so important. The same thing on Spotify. Make sure you subscribe. Or one or the other. You don't have to do both. And then on Instagram, make sure you click this and join the broadcast channel because only certain things are going to be sent out on that channel.
And that's on Instagram.
That's on Instagram.
Yeah.
Totally on Instagram.
Yeah. And then the playlist.
And the playlist. Hold on. And the playlist.
QR code up. Yeah. I put some new songs in this month, and I did a huge nod to Dave Koz. So all in one place for you if you don't want to go through and selectively look for his albums. Got most of it right there for you.
Love it. Go scan this. Take care of that. Wow.
We're winding down. Winding down the second season. Winding down this hour. I have to say something about my voice because it's driving me crazy. I hope it's not driving all of you crazy. Allergies in the desert have been off the charts this year. And I've just now gotten my raspy, hacky voice.
It's sexy. It's very sexy.
I like it when it's that way, but it was really awful. And now it's just kind of nasally. I feel like one of those cartoon characters, but but summer's here and it will go away and it will pass like most things that are good. One thing that we are enjoying ourselves. We are keeping the promises to ourselves to relax and take care of ourselves this summer, but we're going to be working and we're working on a lot of really exciting things for season 3. Do you want to start?
We want to make sure, first of all, that you subscribe for this because we're going to do a season 3 launch party. So we want to make sure that you get on that list. But at the end of the summer, we are taking
on the road again.
We're going to take a road trip, you and I, up to Napa, which is exciting all by itself, right?
Well, especially for you. You are in essence.
I feel like I'm going home, which is I'm really excited. But we're going to eat good food. We're going to see great people, drink great wine. But we're going there for a reason, not just to go have a fun time.
We're going to have fun too.
Well, we're going to have fun too. Why are we going?
Oh, of course. We are. It's pre-planning.
Yeah.
We're going on a trip to perfectly plan the trip that you will be able to take with us coming up soon.
Which we're so excited about. Bring your significant other, bring a friend, bring a spouse, whoever. Come by yourself. We are going to have a great trip planned. But I kind of really looking forward to doing this at the end of the summer because it's like reacquainting myself with everything that I've actually missed desperately. And introducing you to some of the really cool folks up there. We're going to be going over to Hall Winery. We're going to go over to Walt. And I think we're going to pass through Baca on our way up. And
and food and spa experiences, shopping. It's going to be a really fun adventure for us. And we are going to have the complete itinerary planned after we're up there and through being there. And then it'll be offered through the broadcast channel notices and subscription notices.
And we will make sure that you can follow us as we take our road trip up there. We'll tease you with some snippets and things like that. But as you said, it is going to be a small group that we're taking. So that's why we're kind of starting to let you know now, because we want you to think about it so that when we do let you know it's happening, you don't miss out on it.
Yep. So keep that in mind for 2024.
Yep. Can't wait. Can't wait.
In the meantime, have a beautiful, beautiful summer. I keep the promises that you need to make to yourself and whatever that looks like for you. Keep a view up on social media. We'll be around, out and about. And come late summer, early fall, when we hit the road, you'll see us there. Karen?
I can't wait. See you next time.
Ciao.
This is your time. Make the most of it.